In 2023, just over 2 years ago, I was sent a Dashcam by Viofo, and like lots of these invitations I get sent, it's like, okay, another piece of equipment coming from China. Is it any good? And do you know what? Whether it was good or not, I didn't have a dash cam, so I looked at the spec. It appeared to be great. I had it sent to me. It came in really good packaging. It looked the part, and I thought, I'll give it a go. And I've never looked back, honestly. It's been an absolute game changer. I've recorded things for YouTube on there. All of our travels get recorded on it. We've gone from using the phone, which was a nightmare, having to put it in there and then bring it out to look at Google Maps. And then, yeah, it's just an absolute nightmare. So it's been a total game changer for us. Viofo have sent us another one. Now, they did send it to me quite a while ago. I took it out of the box, had a look at it, and I've done nothing with it. And the reason for that is I had a massive crack in my windscreen. With all the sorts of different things that I've been having going on, it's taken me forever to get around to changing my windscreen. But that's been changed. I've been for an MOT. It stopped raining, and we're going to install it. Now, this definitely is not going to be an unboxing video, but they have sent me the A329 AW channel. The great thing about this is not only does it come with the camera that's forward facing, the cab camera, but I've also got a rear camera as well. I have got absolutely no idea how I'm going to install that to the back of my van, because I don't know, most people probably stick it in the back window or something, but it does look like this one has a mount with it that can be fixed to the back of the van, so I may well put it up on the top of the solar panel. I'll show you what I mean. Essentially somewhere up there. So I think really the only option is to stick it onto the solar panel, not stick it on, like fix it with screws to the solar panel. So yeah, that's what I'm going to have a look at today. It is a wired camera, and they've actually sent me the extension cable to be able to run it from the front to the back. So I am going to have to do some jiggery pokery. I don't know where I'm going to send it all through. I think for demonstration purposes, I'll just run the cable through. I might stick it behind this all the way along and then drop it down into the front of the cab. I've got a cable that does go through the top into the bottom, so it's going to be a bit of a pain. I've got to do some drilling and some you know, waterproofing, and then I'm probably going to run it all the way along here. I think that's the best option, and then down into the cab, and then we'll have the rear camera set up. So let's have a go. I think the thing with this is, you just know you're getting quality. Like, the box in itself is just really well made, and I know that doesn't mean anything, but I remember unboxing the last one thinking, this is just, everything is perfect, you know, it all seems to have its own space. Nothing looks like it's forcing, you know, it's, everything about it is just saying this is a really good quality piece of kit. And you know, the kit can be fine and the box can be a load of rubbish, but at the end of the day, if they take care with all of this, it's pretty obvious that, you know, you're probably getting a good deal. So I have had this out of the box. It definitely was better presented than what this looks like right now. But yeah, there's the extension cable. So, and there's the rear camera. So obviously that has got a bracket that fixes to it, which is, where is the bracket? Oh, it's on it. Yeah, so I can obviously fit that either that way or that way, and there will be an option within the menu settings to obviously to flip that around. But the likelihood is it'll probably, I'm not actually sure whether it will be like that or like that, one or the other. Anyway, so that's that. That's the priority, getting that fitted. Does come with filters as well, anti-glare filters, and yeah, obviously the instruction manual. That looks like a backup sticky thing for the rear, and there's a remote control. I've never used the remote control on the last one, but you can use it to turn it on and off, obviously. And then obviously we've got a couple of power cables and different cables to connect it all up together. Right, so this is what it comes with. Obviously this is the camera itself, so the camera's on the back. That obviously goes onto your windscreen or windshield, depending on where you are in the world. And there was a bit of a screen, which obviously I didn't have before because the camera just looked like this. We have this camera, which is the internal camera, so that will rotate around like that, stick to the windscreen or windshield, and that will film inside the cab. So you'll get all those reactions like. And then this one, as I said, will go somewhere on the rear of the van. And that's obviously the cable. If you have a car, that will fit. Oh, and of course, there's a power cable to power your dash cam. So this connects Can't remember what it connects into, but I already have a cable in my cab for my last one, so I won't be needing that one. Right, so the first thing we need to do is we need to fit the dash cam. All right, that's it fitted. Just so you know, if you are questioning this, if you do push it across, you can pull it off. It's got some clips on the back, so yeah, if you're parked in a place where you don't want to leave your camera up, you can quite easily take it off. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take the lens cover off, and I'm going to place it back up where it belongs, like so. And then I need to position the camera at the right appropriate angle, which I think I have just done already. And as I said, I've already got a power cable here. It's kind of wrapped around and tucked out the way. I was hoping it would fit. I have to excuse the A panels here. They're missing the covers because I've taken the blinds out. So this cable is actually linked. Excuse my horrible dirty dash, but it's linked to here. So when I turn the key, the power turns on the USB, which then activates the camera. Right, well that's the main camera fitted. Just wanted to quickly point out as well, this is the old camera. This was the 139, and obviously this is the 329. Nothing wrong with this whatsoever. It still works an absolute treat, and it's worked in all conditions, whether it's been freezing cold or red hot, and that's the interior dash cam as well. I will be I'll be keeping them if I get a car or a second vehicle, for example, because I have only got the van. I'll be keeping it and fitting it into that. I have absolutely no intention of getting rid of this. So if you are looking at a dash cam and you quite fancy getting hold of the A329, then obviously great, do so. If not, go and look at my other video where you can see this dash cam. Obviously this will be in a different price range, and yeah, I highly recommend that. If this is out of your price range and this falls into your price range, then 100% get it, because yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay, interior camera. Now this is a fisheye lens, which means obviously it picks up everything, and it's probably got, I don't know yet, but it's probably got a setting in it that will allow you to sort of, you know, change it from fisheye to normal. So what I was about to do was fit it, but I think if I fit it and find out that it's picking up loads of stuff I don't want it to pick up, then I'm gonna have to move it. So I think what I'll do is I'll connect everything up, turn it all on, and then give it a test to see if I'm happy with where I can place it, and then I'll fit it, because there's nothing worse than fitting it and finding out you've got something like that in the way. Or that. Right, there's a few dodgy cables here, so I'm going to move them out of the way and just pretend you can't see them. Right then, that is all fitted. Turn on the ignition. Should power up. There we go. Obviously the camera I've lifted up because I want you to see all the crap that's inside my garage. Let's take the memory card out of this one. Now there's nothing wrong with the memory card that Viofo send. It's 64 gigabytes and that's perfectly good and well. However, when you're a bit of a YouTuber and you travel around in your van quite a lot, you tend to forget to take stuff off your camera and record over it. So you end up losing your footage. So because of that, I've got a bigger SD card, which is 256 megabytes. And it's a fancy high endurance one, which is supposed to be better. There we go. You can see above my garage is starting to record. So you can see already there's some settings on here which is recording at 4K, 30 frames per second, and so on and so forth. Onto the SD card, not onto the internal SD card. It's on a 3-minute loop. I would suggest that means, I like the fact that you can, well, you could, you can see the screen. So we have a Wi-Fi capability which allows us to connect. So I can turn that on, and if I put the app on my phone, it will pick this up. So this becomes a Wi-Fi device, and I can connect this phone to that. Basically, I connect the Wi-Fi and then open the app, and it will allow me to connect to it. Obviously, you can record and stop and start as you feel fit, and then there's the option for the GPS. So I guess if you hold that down, it will then turn on the GPS as well. So there is lots of other settings, but yeah, we don't need to go into those right now. Right. So this cable has obviously got two ends to it. One is going to go in one side, like so, and then the other one is going to go into the side of the camera that says INT, which stands for internal. So if I can get it to kind of sit underneath the camera and get a good view. Now, you probably can't see that, but that is actually a really good wide angle view. There we go, it's a bit better. But I'm just a little bit concerned that's going to block the field of view. I don't know how it works, or do we put it there? But if we put it there, we can't take the dash cam off because it'll be in the way. Obviously I can stick it over here, but then it's more on the driver. We want it for YouTube, so maybe I put it here, but I put it just enough across so I can take that off. Right, that is all set up now, and I can actually see, look how much, I don't know if you can see, but you can literally see everything. Can almost, I mean, if I drop that down so you can see the entire cab, you can almost see my feet. Or you can see my feet. If the camera's not in the way, you can actually see my feet. That is some serious wide angle. You can see all the way through over to the next door neighbour. You can see the white wall at the side of my house. I mean, my hand is touching the A-pillar here, and it is still in view, so you can literally see everything, which is going to be super helpful, because what that does mean is if someone pulls along the side of me and then something goes wrong, we'll pick them up at the side, or equally if someone hits the side of the van and then goes sideways between us, or I don't know, a pedestrian or so, you know, cyclists, we'll be able to see the side of the van, so that's really, really helpful as well. What are you doing? Right, we're all done, we're all fitted, we're all set up. When I turn the ignition on, USB turns on, which then engages the camera and it starts to record. So that's pretty good. There's a bit of a delay on it. I'm not sure why it takes so long for it to turn on, but there we go. It's turned on and it starts straight away. Happy days. Well, the weather's not great. I'm hoping for a bit of sun and we can get out and test it properly and have a look at the good, you know, the quality of the camera. I am obviously going to do it at night time and also in poor conditions as well, like rain, which to be honest won't be difficult because it always rains in this country. But yeah, I'll wait till it's sunny. I'll get out, I'll get some footage done, and then we'll have a look at the quality of that. We are on the highest setting, 4K on the front camera and 2K all on 30 frames per second, which is fine, it's enough. So on the next part of the video you'll see me travelling around somewhere in the sun, hopefully. All right, well, not quite the sunny location I had planned, but this is our half-term holiday in October, heading up to Aviemore. As you can see, the camera quality is just unbelievable. This is recorded in 4K, and you can drop it down to 2K and 1080p. This is me inside the cab, just travelling down the motorway. Quality is brilliant. It is a fisheye lens, so you can see everything that's going on. However, you can change that. And also, this is at night time, just trying to park up on the mountain. Busy rush hour traffic, there's a lot going on here. Quite easily, an accident could happen, or somebody could crash into us, and of course, that means we've got it on video. This was great. This was the leaves falling down off the trees. Yeah, I guess if you slowed this down, it would look really good on a video as well. And of course, the camera has the ability to do time-lapse. We sped this one up slightly. Some of the footage you can get is amazing. And also, we time-lapsed us just leaving the mountain and heading back down to our park up for the evening. So, I will put a link in the description to buy this camera. I'll also put the link in for the camera that was in here before, because like I said, there was nothing wrong with that camera. It's absolutely served its purpose, and I had no intention of replacing it until Viofo reached out to me and said, would you like to try our new camera? So yeah, highly recommended. If you need a dash cam, go and click on the link. See ya.